Hello, hello. Thank you for the pet. That's a good start. How you doing, everyone? Oh, thank you for the boop. I get a boop too. Thank you. How's everyone doing? Also, Nelly, were you watching me in light mode on Twitch? Did I see light mode on your Twitch? Because I'm gonna ban you for that if that's what has happened here. I think I'm not looking. Don't think I'm not watching you. Don't think I'm not watching you. Wait. Also, thank you, FizzBuzz, for the sub today. Sorry I'm late. God, today. Fuck. Right before I started streaming, I get a message like my mom is like, can I video call you? Nothing's wrong, but can I video call you real quick? And yeah, it ended up into a conversation that was, I'm not gonna expand on it. Just it's family shit, which I didn't really need stacked on top of me today, but for the most part, everything's okay. What a day, huh? But yes, I'm back. I'm back on stream. I've had a week off. It was for most part, it was a good week off. It's Monday. Is it Monday? Oh my god. Oh my god, did you say it's the right day? Did you Nelly, are you feeling okay? You said today's Monday. God damn it. Luna gets a pass. Luna gets a pass because it's our 16-year anniversary. Today, Luna and I have been together for 16 years. So she gets a pass on that. Yeah, one pass. You get one pass. You've spent it already. Gross. Never mind. That pass was spent. To be honest, you were hoping to play off a what a week. Yeah, it's 16 years. That's almost a year. Wait. Okay, Nelly, I need to stop watching your. I've got your stream on in the background, and it's like I'm get the latency I'm catching is.
Congratulations on that many years.
Well, thank you for the bits, FizzBuzz. Oh, much appreciated. But yeah, my week off was kind of nice for the most part. It's funny, Sunday, not this past Sunday, the Sunday before that, I was sitting playing RimWorld. It's just shocking, right? It's shocking I was playing RimWorld. And I was sitting there thinking, I don't have to work tomorrow. And like the stress ball that just dropped off of me. I was like, I don't get me wrong. I love streaming. I've been doing this for almost 10 years. And you know, it's nice, but you know, it's just like with any job, it comes with its stress factors. And so yeah, that was kind of a thing. And then I had to convince myself throughout the week to not do work. I had to tell myself several times, don't work. Because I was like, oh, well, you know, I'm not streaming, so I've got plenty of time to do this other stuff, you know, that's ultimately kind of work related. And I had to be like, no, stop. Don't do it. Just stop and relax. So yeah, and then Wednesday, went to a theme park. That was nice. At my suggestion, because I hadn't been to a theme park to like ride rides in a long time. I've been going to theme parks like for Halloween events. So like to do their haunted houses and stuff. But the last time I think I'd actually ridden like an actual roller coaster, I was like, that roller coaster hurt me. Because it shook the shit out of me and it gave me a headache for the rest of the day. And I was worried for many, many years that I was done. maybe I couldn't ride roller coasters anymore. So I was like, I want to go to a theme park to see if I can still do it. If not, I'll go lay down in a ditch and call it a good life. So we went to a theme park on Wednesday, and it was a small one. There's actually a surprise. There's one like 30-minute drive from here. We were kind of surprised. It's really small, though. We got to go on like everything twice, even with a bunch of like school kid groups there. There were a bunch of them. But it was nice, and it was like the perfect day to go out and do that kind of stuff. So yeah, oh, it's fun. Boy howdy, I got more sun. Thank goodness I had sunscreen. And oh god, I was exhausted the next day. I was pretty beaten up. But yeah, for the most part, it was a good week. Good chance to have some time off. And I know we were supposed to have Conanigans on Friday, because it said despite taking a week off, we'd still go do Conanigans, and we didn't. And that is the thing we need to address. So, I'm going to say, starting off, this is not a light subject. This is, I know on streams we try to keep things lighthearted. We try to, dump reality for a little bit. But one, this is my stream and I can talk about what I want. And two, this is something that actually really does need to be addressed. And because regardless of anything, it would come up. And everyone has free reign to talk about it as well. But if you guys follow me on Blue Sky, you probably know what I'm going to say. You know what I'm going to talk about. It's not an easy thing. I'm still kind of... I'm trying to address this as quick... It's going to come up too, and I know people are going to ask things, especially because people are still kind of trailing in. It's the start of the stream. But Thursday night, I got a message from Wraith. You might have seen him in chat a couple times. He's a friend, and a friend of Prime Marvel as well, who has been a longtime friend and a part of Conanigans. He had recently come back to Conanigans. I got a message from Wraith Thursday night that Prime... or Patrick, as his name, was killed in a car crash. Thursday morning. It was due to a reckless driver. Reckless driver was speeding through traffic, weaving in and out, lost control, and hopped the median and slammed into him. As far as I don't know how instant it was, but he was pronounced dead at the scene. So, that was a message was not expecting to get. That's not a message anyone ever wants to receive. He was a longtime friend. I'd known him for more than 10 years. I'd become friends with him, kind of at the start of the G4 fandom stuff. You've heard me talk about Twitter ponies. That's where I met him. And we kind of gained a friendship connection outside of that. We talked a bunch. I'd gone to visit him a couple times. He lived in Florida for a while. I'd gone to visit him. I kind of helped him out of a bad marriage, which helped him get into a far better marriage. So much so he appreciated it so much that I attended his wedding as what's the female equivalent of a groom? I don't know. Not groom. What best? What who is it that stands at the front on the men's side? Best marriage, something like that. Groomsmen, But for ladies, I don't know. I forget what it was called. I wasn't the best man. No, his longer time friend had I say took. No, he had that title. Well deserved, of course, but I was one of the ones that stood at the front when he got married. And went to his bachelor party. Had a great time. I really miss the ramen shop we went to in Florida. We'll never have better ramen than that place. Groomsman? Yeah, I think that was it. I forget. He had a name for my version of it, but anyway. So yeah, attended that wedding, and then we went to the last BronyCon together. We actually roomed together because I had room space available, and he didn't, and he really wanted to go. So I was like, you know what? I got room space. Just come room with me. It'll be fine. So we did BronyCon together, and then a couple years ago, when my sister got married, we had to go back to the States, and we did a big round trip of visiting folks, and he was amongst those that we visited. So, I got to see him a couple years ago. And so yeah, it's been a shock. Somebody who's been a really great friend for over a decade, and he's been a part of the community. He's been a part of Conanigans. He's been part of my streams. And it was I was glad he got to come back for stuff, because he got busy for a while, and he a couple months back was like, I think I can finally work in some scheduled days where I can actually come back to Conanigans, and we did that. So it was very fortunate that we could spend some more time with him. It's like I say, it's been a shock of things. Kind of expand on it's kind of his wife, I mean, for all intents and purposes, is fine. She was not in the car with him. He was alone that day. So she's, as fine as one can be. So yeah, like I say, it's something that needed to be addressed. I mean, obviously, him not hanging around anymore, what happened. And then, of course, everyone deserves to know, for everyone that knew him, for everyone that, was part of the community, and just for his own sake, people deserve to know. Founding member of preseason Conanigans. Yeah, I mean, he kind of was when, kind of at the start of, because I think he get some satisfactory in with this at the start. I can't remember. I know, like, when we started Code and Exiles, he that was kind of where he had to break away because he got too busy and couldn't keep a schedule to keep joining us. But yeah, he was there for what we would originally dub Conanigans. So yeah, yeah, he was there for. Well, I know he was there this year for Satisfactory. I just can't remember if he. No, he wasn't there for this year. He was that race. I can't remember. Fuck's sake, my memory is all over the place. Yeah, that was right, because he had to hide a bunch of stuff from Nelly as she went on a ticket spree. Yeah, that's true. Because we kept like, Nelly, we need this stuff, and eventually she found the stash. So yeah, he was there for that. And yeah, of course he popped in whenever he could for various events and whatnot. He hadn't forgot about it. Yeah. I was trying to think. Oh yeah. And it's one of those things that's like, this isn't to diminish anything at all, but sadly, this isn't the first time I've had to do this, and for those that knew Dark Omen as well, He was also a friend of the streaming community, and kind of one of the things that I realized a couple days ago is, I kind of jumped back into Fallout 76 with the fishing stuff, and of course, how if you've played Fallout 76, you know that you can take photos around and they pop up in the loading screen every once in a while. And when Fallout 76 first came out, it started out just being the three of us. It was me, Dark Omen, and Prime, and then I think Luna would jump in every once in a while, Nina would jump in every once in a while, and we played that for a while. So there's like a lot of loading screen pictures of just me, Dark Omen, and Prime going around post-apocalyptic Appalachia and and that kind of stuff. And, every once in a while when I'd be playing, I'd see pictures with Dark Omen in it, and I'd be like, hey, bud, how you doing? And it's rough to think now that in all those photos, I'm the only one left. And it's just such a dark and stark feeling to, suddenly it's like two people who were a big part of an event aren't there anymore. Did we have him in Dying Light? I don't remember. We might have. I know it might have been one of those he was kind of in and out of, because his schedule kind of kept changing. He kept, for the longest time, he kept trying to nail down a schedule, and it would get changed and whatnot. So, oh yeah, Dark Omen. We had Dark Omen for some stuff. But yeah. So. Like I say, it's not the first time I've, had to come on stream and give unfortunate news about a loss in the community. And it sucks. It's not something I like to do. But it happens. It's life. Unfortunate. But, and one of the things of it is when it comes to talking about this, I know, again, sometimes it's streamers, we don't want to talk about things, that bring the stream down. This is something that does kind of get a pass, because, again, not everyone is, that watches these streams is here right now, today. They might not, watch the VOD and catch this early bit, so of course people, as time goes on, may question, what happened to Prime, when, why isn't he showing up? Plus, if people just in general want to talk about it, that will be fine. Just kind of, this is a dangerous thing to say about the internet, but use common sense and read the room a lot of times, If it feels like it's going to derail a conversation too much, just kind of maybe hold it for a moment or whatnot. But it's one of those things that I'm not going to forbid talking about it. And for neurodivergent people, as me being one of them. Some of you may also try to relate to the situation by going, I had the same thing happen, and that's fine. That's how neurodivergent people often relate to various situations, is we go, I understand how you feel because I had this happen. And some people don't like that. They think it's talking about them. I'm fine if you do that, but again, as long as it doesn't, derail a conversation into that kind of subject matter, it's a thing. Yeah, he built the bunker in 7 Days to Die. When we did the finale for 7 Days to Die, he built that big ass bunker. It was such a good build. And then it got blown up with a holy hand grenade as we all died. Yeah, the longer you live, the increased chances of, that's kind of one of the things I thought about. I was like, yeah, of course, the longer you live, the increased chance, you're that's going to happen, that friends are going to pass away. You're going to outlive some people. It's just unfortunate that for some, it was too young. Prime wasn't even 40 years old. It's also what sucks when you have friends that pass away and your friends or family that pass away and they're younger than you and you're just like, that's not right. A few years back, I had one of my sisters on my dad's side passed away, and she was a lot younger than me. And a few years back, I also had a friend from college pass away from cancer. So, shit that sucks, But Prime was a big part of this community. When I posted about it on Blue Sky, it spread. It spread around the internet. People were finding out about it through various means. It reached various Discord groups. It even reached over to Twitter. It reached on to Facebook. So, news of his passing did spread. He was liked by a lot of people in the community and loved by a lot of people in the community, and I hope he knew that. A lot of people have fond memories of him. It was literally, I didn't know what to do, so he built a bunker. Yeah, that's kind of what he did. That was always kind of the stuff he did. He was the chef, and he would just be like, yeah, I don't know what to do, so I'll build a bunker in 7 Days to Die. But yeah, that was something that, needed to be addressed today. It's such a weird thing to it's one of those mixed feelings days, because today was kind of supposed to be a big day of me coming back from my break and being like, hey guys, I'm back. We're gonna have fun, and hey, it's Death Stranding 2 tonight, but also, having to, come back with that kind of information. But, not easy stuff. And, like I say, it's free to talk about. It's not going to be a forbidden subject on this stream. It's not going to be a, hey guys, let's keep the stream positive and chipper, no negative feelings on this. Because yeah, he was a big member of this community, longtime friend, longtime supporter. He was also one of the first folks here when I started streaming. I believe he also holds one of the coveted first badges, I think, for affiliate subs, I think. So now two people hold them forever. I will never relinquish them to anybody. Dark Omen holds one, and I think he holds one. And I know there's limited number, but they hold those forever. Because they would continue supporting me even today. So yeah, that's the thing. A lot of, I don't know. I wish I knew how to,
Moon is the light that we need to shine through the darkness and to keep standing tall.
Thank you, Sinyo. Thank you for the sub. 47 months. But yeah, so that's why we weren't on Friday. Be kind of honest with you. I had the day before, I was so tired. I was debating on not streaming on Friday. So, Friday might not have happened anyway, but, I'm trying to make a little bit of light humor here, but, that was the reason why we weren't here on Friday, for that. And, of course, like I say, going forward, of course, people would wonder why he is not here. Eventually, the question would come up, and like I say, people deserve to know, and, yeah. I don't know. I don't have a defined end to talk about this. It's just, how am I holding up? I'm doing okay. It's one of those things that, as days go by, I think about it. I have those moments of disbelief, and I just have that moment where I'm like, maybe the universal hiccup, you know? The universe will go, no, wait, made a mistake, you know, and then I'm going to wake up the next morning with no memory of this ever happening. I'm going to have a moment of deja vu going, wonder what changed. Guess I'll never know. And then, you know, but, you know, it's disbelief when someone disappears suddenly. But yeah. And it is an important thing to talk about. It's just, God, it's such an upsetting thing too. I mean, I'm gonna get a little sassy and probably maybe controversial, but you know, the person that caused the wreck, through reckless driving did survive. So the prick didn't even have the common decency to go with him. It's kind of how mad I am about it. Because it was an entirely preventable situation. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that just should not have happened. And it was caused by, you know, it's something angering when it's caused by something that could have been avoided. You know, accidents are accidents. Accidents happen. Sometimes unfortunate things happen, but this was something that was preventable, and yeah, it's frustrating and it's angering, you know. And it's just one of those things that I hope that person lives with the weight of what they did every day for the rest of their life, you know. I hope there's not a day that goes by they aren't constantly weighed down by what happened. Yeah. It was reckless driving. Well, you knew him for as most recently appearance on your stream. Even that much went to show that he was really cool. Moment of silence. That's what my streams are, Nelly. No. Yeah. It's, and I mean, you know, I don't know. And Saturday was a really nice day out, and I was like, you know what? I want to go out and have a drink. And, you know, raise a glass to him. And I did. Me and Luna went out. We had very expensive, I had very expensive drinks. Luna's a beer drinker. I can never develop a taste for beer. I drink mixed drinks and cocktails, and of course mine are expensive. So, I had a couple raspberry mojitos and had a burger, but we sat out in a nice place, and yeah, just, you know, raised a glass to him, and yep. So rough stuff. So yeah. Mayor of good taste. I love mojitos. Those are that's one of my favorite mixed drinks. I wish I could master the secret at home. I've tried. I do not make a good mojito. It's also my favorite Final Fantasy 14 race, the mojito. But yeah, it was Saturday. Saturday could have been a better day to do it, even though I didn't feel good at the start of the day. But I was like, no, I gotta go do this. Later in the day, I felt fine, but it was a need to do it. You have to be gentle with the mint. I heard you're supposed to kick the shit out of it. Pinkie Pie says a lot. Liquefied Lalafels are just beer. I guess that's why. Are they little kegs? Sad too, because was really looking forward because, future Conanigans projects was really looking forward to having him rejoin us on Final Fantasy 14 and, all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. Yeah, he had resubbed to he was pushing his way through A Realm Reborn so he could join us in Heaven's Ward, and love Prime, great person to interact with and just have a laugh with and mess with from time to time. I respected Prime from the roleplay side of things if you didn't really interact with him that much. Yeah. Oh, thank you for that, Pat. Yeah, that was a bulk of a lot of Prime's my interaction. Like I say, back in the day for quite a long time, we were part of the group Twitter Ponies, and we RP'd. In fact, our characters were one of his characters was married to mine, and the big epic tale of their adventures was a big thing we did. And you've probably in the past you've seen he's commissioned art of stuff like that, and yeah. If you still return to that game for Conanigans, do it in memory of him, perhaps. Yeah, well, there'll probably be things like that. I mean, if we continue V Rising, I mean, his castle's there, his character's in there. Yeah. Send him because it didn't. It says it didn't because, being rough with the mint looks neat, but it extracts the bitters from within the cells. Being gentle. So it's a fragrant taste. Huh, interesting. Heard you were supposed to mash it. Huh, that's different. I really want to know. I really want to learn how to make a mojito, because it would be cheaper. They're like $8 or $9 everywhere you go, and it's like they don't cost that much in ingredients. Why? But then but then I can't mix it, so it's like, oh, I see where the extra money went. Yeah, we haven't really discussed we haven't really discussed Conanigans going forward just yet. We kind of hung out on Friday and Saturday and kind of just had a chill, kind of. Really, is what we did. Yeah. Is it raining out again? Sorry, just checking for Windows' sake. Heard a sound. I thought it was raining outside. You want to buy some? You want to buy some stolen DJ equipment? Oh, it's so funny. Nelly, what was the site that you subbed to that we watched? Dropout. Yeah, Dropout. You know what's so funny about Dropout? Nelly subbed to Dropout, which is I guess former College Humor people, and we watched what was it? Game Changers. That's right. And as soon as I saw it, I went, "Wait, this is very incredibly familiar," and I realized I knew that game. I knew Game Changers because when I went to visit Prime a couple years ago, we watched it at his house. I thought this is so appropriate because he was also the one that introduced me to Viva La Dirt League for the NPC Man, Epic NPC Man stuff, and I just thought, oh, that's so You felt so no, it wasn't to be awkward. I found it kind of funny, to be honest, and kind of almost a universal, like, I don't know, wink. I don't know. Because it was like, it's like he kind of introduced me to that, and then yeah, the Epic NPC man. So it was yeah, getting to watch it. It was like, I remember when we just when for the time we spent there, I spent at his house, just sat on his couch, and when we were usually trying to plan what to do for the day, we watched that kind of stuff. It was a good memory. Cosmic humor, yeah. Watching you guys evolve your arc with Moon and Medley was fantastic to see. You guys are so creative. It's one of those. It's again one of those things that it was some of my most proudest writings, and I'm so disappointed that it disappeared into the ether. I think that account got deleted on Twitter, by the way. I tried to log into it a few months back, and it was like, this account has been suspended, and I was like, oh, I probably said killed at some point in there. Or something happened, I don't know. I have the archive of it, but I was always like, man, I'm always so sad that legacy kind of disappeared into the void, which is, I still want to make a compendium one day. With all that stuff in it, and the story of Moon and Medley's adventures. I still have to remember the order of things. That was an 8-year-long story, and so I still have to remember what order did some of this stuff happen in, because it was all written. It was all written on Twitter, so I don't have a defined log of it. I've got a Google Docs somewhere, stuff I wrote down the best I could remember. I still need to do it one day. So yeah, we worked to get chunks of it into Conanigan's lore. Yeah, like Conanigan's had its own lore. And, there was a bit of work to kind of merge things a little bit, so I could keep both VTuber lore and our old RP lore kind of merged together, so it was less awkward if I did art or writing for it. Because it was like, if I draw the RP Moon Coral, it's gonna look different to the to my VTuber stuff. So I was like, we need to merge these things. So it was like, here, we're going to tell one last story, and it's going to merge it all together. Set my Tales of Equestria RP stuff. I am playing myself, and that lore is already splitting off into its own thing. So
today is fine day in California. Huh?
Yeah, I need to deliver some packages. You need to get back to using Ninja and Lubu to beat up furries. I know what you're talking with your mushy soup, muso. But yeah, Nellie's streaming right now too. She simulcast me because of course what we were going to talk about today. So yeah, simultaneously Monday in Washington. So yeah, I said everything better. I've been kind of just going through in my head, what do I need to say? This entire weekend, and again that stark realization of this isn't the first time I've done this, and it sucks. So everyone, I just want you to know, don't make me do this a third time. I'm fucking serious. Okay? I will cross the beach to come get you and drag your ass back and make a BT out of you. Okay? I'm not doing this a third time. But yeah. Yeah, I will hit you till I pass out. Okay? But yeah, like I say, and as we go through, feel free to talk about this kind of thing. I'm not going to make this a forbidden subject. And I'm repeating this too because people are trickling in. So of course some people don't know what we're talking about. Some people are, it's going to be questions that come up, or you know, like I say, this isn't going to be a forbidden topic on stream. Like I say, just, you know, for the most part, read the room. You know, don't derail various conversations. You know, if you want to talk about something, kind of wait for a proper opening, that kind of stuff. But yeah, it's not going to be a forbidden topic on this stream. I know, again, streamers like to keep the negative and the sad off their stuff, but this one kind of transcends that, you know. When it's a community member, when it's somebody that was important to everyone, that's kind of a different story. So, nervous. I agree. The nervous swearing, J, instead of what was supposed to be sweating, but totally understand. Both work. Both apply. Gonna be real. The state or DC ask you. Wait. Hang on. Simultaneous. Wait. I missed. Oh, you're replying to Wireball. Okay. Sorry. It's Monday in Washington. Oh, okay. Sorry. So yeah. So, yeah, like I say, feel free to talk about it anytime. You know, people, like I say, people are gonna ask as it comes up in days who haven't been here, who won't watch aren't here for the VOD, who haven't seen Blue Sky, who haven't been in my Discord to hear what's going on. You know, that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So, you know, like I say, Prime, Patrick, wish you well, friend. I mean, best I can. I'm awkward at stuff, but, you know. Right, so, this is a hard transition, too. It's hard to go from something, it's hard to transition from something so heavy and try not to feel awkward about it and try not to feel disrespectful at the same time. But I think I know Prime well enough that, he'd be like, no, you know, you've said what you needed to. Go do your thing. So. Even if it feels awkward, you feel like you honor him in his memory, but by how you've talked about him today. Sorry, ever message is failing. You've driven through the area numerous times. Stayed overnight once with friends. Stayed in Portland just for yeah. Like I say, it's just I didn't want it to be a forbidden topic. I didn't want it to be something we don't talk about. It needed to. Plain and simple. So, there you go. So not to make an awkward transition, but it's going to be awkward no matter what we do. I've got a game to play. Death Stranding does not release here until midnight, which is in 3 hours. I've been receiving keys in my time off because, of course, that's the only time it happens, and when I've got my schedule planned out for the next while. But this one particularly stood out to me because it's a cozy game. I feel like this is a good start to following such a heavy topic today. Hey, Kite. I feel like for following up something kind of heavy, we need something a little kind of chilled to start out with. So I figured this was kind of perfect. It also kind of fits the theme for today, of delivering packages. So it's, you know, and we can still chat about things while we play this. And to the people that sent me the key, I'm sorry about leading streaming your game with this. Apologies, but there was no getting around it, unfortunately. It's just the way things are sometimes. But we are going to play some Ship Inc. So we'll be delivering packages later today when Death Stranding 2 unlocks. But this is like a cozy shipping packages kind of thing. And I thought, like I say, this would be perfect after talking about, you know, Prime's departure. I say departure like he left Conanigans, like he graduated like a VTuber. No, that's not quite what happened, but you know what I mean. I'm not eloquent, guys. I don't talk in you know, you would think as a streamer I would be a professional speaker. I am not by any stretch a professional speaker. And if you watched me for almost 10 years, you know I've only vaguely improved. So but yeah. Oh good, motorcycle guy's back. He would have laughed at it graduated. Yeah, I think so. I think Prime would have laughed at, yeah, you know, guys, I graduated. Hey, guys. I graduated today. I can hear him say it in his voice, and I can hear him laugh about it, too. I can hear it in his voice, in my head. So, but yeah. It's one of the things that sucks when you live out of the country, too. Because it's like I'm at a distance and I can't really do anything. Luna did find a GoFundMe for his wife, though. Which, again, it's been spreading around Blue Sky in various locations. I posted it on there to help his wife out. It's been doing well, so everyone has donated to that GoFundMe. Thank you for that. I'm sure his wife very much appreciates that. You know, or just spreading it around, even if you can't afford it. I know, the economy fucking sucks and everyone's broke. So, just even passing it around is fine. Words even do what? They reached their first 11K so quickly. Yeah, that was the thing. It was like, man, they just... I saw... I mean, of course, a lot of people donated anonymous, but I did see some familiar names. And some people, I was afraid... I was like, if it doesn't reach certain people, if this information doesn't reach certain people by yesterday, I was like, I'll contact them directly and let them know, because I know there's a couple people that... aren't as on social media anymore. They may not be quite as active talking to people. And I was like, but I saw that it reached them as well. So the information got around where it needed to be. So everyone who spread that information around is also much appreciated. But yeah. What am I doing here? I'm trying to, like, I haven't streamed for a week, so, you know, not only am I just, like, a bit awkward right now, you know, dealing with this heavy emotional shit, no disrespect, to call it shit, I'm sorry, but, I haven't been streaming for a week, so I'm trying to remember what I'm doing. Here we go. Swap over that.